Hi, it's Melinda. So in this video, I'm going to talk about hardships that believers face versus non-believers. Okay, the person or the thing that causes hardship is Satan. Satan's role as an angel, from what I studied and read before, is to test people's faith. And so, like, that's how God created him. And so, but he's a demon, a devil now. And so God used his character, or his, the way that he was supposed to be in heaven. Like, he used, because Satan's still the same. As he was created, he still has the same powers. He was, one of his, biggest powers is music. And so Satan uses that on earth to draw people to him in that way. He uses his gift of music. So that's why, Satan's spirit is in the music. But as a devil now, he wants to lead believers away from God. So he puts believers into a lot of hardship to say, he takes away people, he destroys relationships, he steals relationships, he steals material things, anything that's going to hurt the person, he does, people, jobs, anything, he causes, he steals. He's a steal, kill, and destroy. He kills relationships, steals relationships, destroys relationships, destroys everything, Anything you lose, it happened because of him, Satan. And he does that to make you turn away from God, because then he wants people to think, and there are some people that do think this way, because I've met some in the past, they're like, if God loves you, why does he make this happen? If God loves you, why does he make you hurt? If God loves you, why does this? So Satan wants you to blame God for everything that you're going through, and he wants you to turn away from him. So I heard, when I was in high school, people talked and said, oh yeah, they're a new believer, so they're going through hardship, they're going through, struggle and stuff. It's that is true, Satan does, I've only, heard people talking about things, but, it's when you start to believe and you start a relationship with Jesus, then your life gets harder, because as a non-believer, you didn't go through much, I guess, I'm assuming, and then after you became a believer, then it's you start to go through things a lot more, and then Satan wants you to turn away from Jesus, turn away from God, and say, well, this never happened before, why are these bad things happening? And then, oh, that's because I started to follow Jesus. It's Jesus made this happen, it's that's what Satan wants, is for people to turn away from Jesus, turn away from God, so that Satan can have more people not have a relationship with God, because God hates Satan, Satan hates God, because they're opposites. God is holy, Satan is not. He is prideful. He's I'm better than God, I'm better than God, I want people to be in my kingdom, you know. But then Satan doesn't care about any of us. But God does. And so anyway, so that's why hardships happen, is because Satan wants people to turn away from God. He wants new believers to turn away from God. He wants, like, imagine like the heart, imagine like there's a timeline of hardship where you go through things. And so like there's the new believers who are like here, and then, they still have relationship with God, and then they get to here, and then they still have relationship with God, and then, people who are like anytime between this timeline, they can turn away from God, but then they'll be empty inside. And they will notice the difference if they pay attention. But once you reach the end of the timeline of hardship, then God will reward you. And the more closer you are to God during this time is the time where you build your relationship and get closer to God and trust, and Jesus, God, they will take care of you during this time. Jesus will, God will, they are one. But Satan wants you to turn away from God and blame, like, this is your fault, and then Satan wants you to go to, his side. And and then for non-believers, there's they don't face anything really. They have everything. They feel empty inside, but they're like try to fill it with material things, with people, with their family relationships, with their friend relationships. They want to feel, they want to fill the emptiness that they feel, but they don't know why they feel it. They're like, I feel empty inside. I have everything, but nothing makes me happy. I feel empty inside. And so they try to fill it with dyeing hair, changing their wardrobe, or getting makeovers, or going to parties, because it looks like everybody's having fun, parties and stuff. And so that's the non-believers. They have everything, earthly things, they have the best life, the best careers, the best, financial stability, they have lots of money, they have the mansions or the house or something, and, they're not happy inside. They're like, I'm missing something. Something's missing, and then they keep searching for it, within people and stuff, and it's like, they keep searching for it, and, what they're missing is Jesus. What they're missing is God, But, so, the non-believers, Satan doesn't do anything to them, because they're like, I have you. You're in my kingdom already, So, that's why, non-believers, there are people who have everything, but they don't go through anything, They have everything. But anyways, and then for believers who go through things and they have their they're going through their timeline of struggle, and they're not nice. They are mean. They do have their days where they're not friendly, where they're mean, because when you go through things, you're not gonna be nice because you're not feeling very nice inside. you're going through like some pain or some struggle inside you, like, but, and then people judge you. They're like, well, your God must not be a good God because you're this way, but people, other people's approval shouldn't matter. Although people do like other people's approval because we're all human and we want to be accepted by other humans. So like there's that, that thing, but like as the person who's struggling and going through things with, and have your relationship with Jesus, like other people's approval shouldn't matter to you so much. Like you should try to just separate the two. Like there's your relationship with Jesus, and then there's your relationship with people. It's like people are going to judge you, but like Jesus understands you. He loves you. He understands. He cares. He's compassionate towards you. But people are just like, you're this, you're that, your God's this, you're that. So I'm not going to follow that God that you follow because I don't want to be like you. It's like, well, there's nothing you can do at this moment, because you're trying to get better in yourself. And what God does, because in the Bible it says like, for those who believe, God turns like all things into good, meaning that if you believe Him, He turns your situations and helps you grow from them. But with the non-believer, then it's like it doesn't happen that way. People just kind of ignore it. Like in America, people comfort everybody, and so they kind of block out the struggle, because everybody comforts everyone. So it's like they don't grow from it. I mean, there are people who do, but there are a lot who don't. So you just have there's a lot of people who are going down the broad road, and then there's like those who don't, who struggle and grow from it, but that's because they have a relationship with Jesus. The, even if they're not like super close, like the best of friends or whatever, they have a relationship with God. So God turns it into good and helps them grow from it, But with the non-believer, with those people that kind of blot out their emotions and struggle and then listen to other people, and then they're like, okay. Then they kind of move on from the situation. They don't grow from it. They stay the same, you know. But there's that, so. But other people's approval doesn't matter. If people judge you and say, oh, you're mean, you're this, and they don't follow God because of that, then it's like, well, there's nothing you can do. All you need to do is focus on your relationship with Jesus, and just grow closer together. But you can't help everybody. I mean, in my past, I've tried a lot. I've put my heart into it. I'm like, tried to tell people. Like I've preached or kind of spoken out to different groups of people. Like I've helped some people, and then I've, ended up the one crying because they rejected me and what I was saying. So, like, I've been in both areas. Like, I'm talking to atheists, and it's like, you don't talk to them because they believe strongly what they believe, just like we do. And so it's like, just let them be. Just let them be. That's all you can do. So it's like, you can't help everybody. There's people who are lost and need and accept the guidance and help. And then there are people who are prideful and who will listen but not believe you. But maybe like later on they'll, process what you said. And so it's like, you can talk to them, but then there are those who just don't believe or are completely against, God and stuff. And you just gotta just be careful. But for people who, like, when people are like judging you and stuff, it's like, just let it happen and focus on your relationship with Jesus, because you can only really look out for yourself. You can only focus on yourself, your life, your relationship with Jesus, not another person's relationship with Jesus, when you're going through things, because we're sinners, we're not holy. Holiness is a strong tower, or like a strong wall, like a tower with walls, and then sin is like a little castle with weak walls of sand. And so, like, inside us, we have a lot of sinful sand walls, or like weak wood walls. And so, like, when we go through something, we feel hardship and just pain inside. It's like, well, those are the walls that are breaking down, or being broken down. And so go through it, embrace it, the pain, think about the pain, understand, or try to understand, like, all the thoughts that you have. And then, like, when the trial is done, when you feel the pain, that's when, like, the wall is being broken down. Like, that's like the very beginning. Like, this happened, it makes me feel sad. And then when you start to think and learn and grow and realize things that you didn't before, then that's when the stronger wall is being built up inside you. And then once the struggle's over, then it's like your strong wall is built. Like, your strong wall to a holy castle is built. So that's just something to keep in mind. When you go through things, it's like, imagine a tower, a castle being built inside you. And that castle is a holy castle. So anyways, so that's why we go through things, is because we are sinful inside. And Jesus is trying to build a stronger castle versus the castle of sand that we all have inside us. And that's like, a castle has a lot of walls and a lot of rooms. So just imagine that everything you go through is like one room that's being built. Like, one room in the sand castle is being torn down, and then a new castle with a strong walls and rooms is being built as you overcome these things. So that's the end of the video. If you're going through something and need someone to talk to and you have nobody, you can always talk to me. I don't mind being the last person that you have in mind, but I'm always here for you if you need somebody. Because if you have nobody, well, there's somebody in the world that will listen and care for you. Okay, so thank you for watching.